All right, the next thing I would like to show you is how to install Jetpack. It's a plugin for WordPress and how to set it up. So first of all, under plugins, add new, you can search for Jetpack. You just type it in and then you see it popping up here and you click on the installation or install button. So Jetpack, I like it, for example, also for user statistics. So that's pretty cool. You click activate and the plugin is, so to speak, ready to set up. So you click on it. And also you find then up here in the settings in WordPress under the dashboard the so-called Jetpack button. So I just say approve. And there are several accounts I have. I can't even remember anymore with this one because you need to have also an account at WordPress.com in order to make sure that you can see what's actually happening. But so it said, like, see it here, it's installed, and you can of course just ignore this, start with personal. There are premium or personal features, but you just can say like, start with free. And this user interface might change, of course, absolutely. And then here we go. You are in the dashboard now of Jetpack. And one thing I really like about that is that it gives you actually the user statistics, right? So this is really cool. So you have some sharing options and contact forms and carousels, but I keep it really, I have to say, like in the settings, when you click on it, we go through this now, I keep it really minimum. So actually, I try to turn off everything because like I don't need a lot and I don't want to pump up, my, so to speak, my WordPress with lots of different plugins and code that is being added to my system. But you have sharing features and options which you can connect, which is really not bad. I mean, if we have in future like social media accounts connected like Facebook, Twitter, and so on, and you publish something, then this goes out and is sent out automatically. You can also activate sharing buttons, of course. I just for now turn everything off. As far as you can see, business cards, I turn this off. I turn off subscriptions, and I go naked for the beginning. But there is this super important feature I want to show you now. Also related posts, everything, I want to make sure it's actually turned off. And what's pretty cool is brute force attack protection, block suspicious looking sign in activity. So this is really good. And it could be that you have like brute force attacks where somebody's scraping WordPress and tries to log in and with a bot. That's why I always feel like this is pretty good if you have, for instance, a brute force attack protection for your WordPress. You can't be secure enough if you have WordPress because there are millions of users and millions of bots that are scraping and always trying to break into a WordPress. So I had multiple websites actually broken into. That's why I'm super hardcore now with my passwords and everything, because it's a real bummer once you're infected. So after installation of the Jetpack plugin, you will see here in the WordPress dashboard basically the site stats. And after installation, you have to give it like 30 minutes to an hour until the stats are ready. And you can look at these stats basically here, and it's really cool because now you can see what is actually going on your website. And you can see the main page called Home Business was visited 3 times, and the thank you page was got 2 hits. Now, what I wanted to show you is, and this is very important, you want to make sure that in future in the settings you exclude your own visits, right? Because for example, if I'm going to visit now the thank you page And you see it here, it didn't refresh. We had 2 views, right? And if I hit the thank you page by myself and then I refresh the stats, this should actually go up. Not yet. It also takes a little bit. Unless I have it already in my settings. Let's check the settings here. On the traffic removed. No, it's count logged in page views. Okay, so I go back and let me do this here again. Yeah, you see it now. Now it kicked in. So the thank you had before 2 views. Now it has 4 views. So I'm a little bit impatient with this, but you see what's happening. What does it mean? So let's do this again. You see again under the dashboard in the Jetpack site stats, it's tracking every visit, any action that is happening to your page, right? So even your own. So that means if you are clicking on this page here, that's the thank you page, right, which is loading, then you can see it here that Jetpack recorded before I refreshed this page that we had 4 views for that particular page, the thank you signing up, because we only have those 2 pages set up, right? So if I go back to the main dashboard and we'll give it a little bit time that it can actually record it or track it back. You see also those stats are here in the dashboard, not up to date, but if you click then on view all, you see it worked. Now we have 5 views. And I know I'm the only one who is visiting it, right? So now keep in mind, if you are visiting your own website and your own pages all the time, those statistics are basically wrong, right? So when you're logged in, you have the option in the settings through Jetpack to change this and to exclude yourself. And I wanted to show you this. So you go under Jetpack settings, traffic, and then here you open this tab, collecting valuable traffic stats and insights. First of all, this has to be set to on, put a chart showing 48 hours of views in the admin bar. So that's exactly what it is. And then here, count logged in page views from, just turn this off. So basically now when you visit other pages, it's not counting it anymore. But also keep in mind, this only works if you're logged into your account, right? If you are visiting this page, for instance, in the incognito mode or whatever, and it's outside from your WordPress dashboard, then it counts. So that means, always make sure, look, we refresh this here and we go back and check it. It shouldn't count any more than the 5 views we had. And let's see if it's actually working. So we go back. We have here in the thank you 5 views. We turn it now off. I click this again and reload. That should be number 6. And just in case we click it again, that should be number 7, right? And then we'll go back to the dashboard main. Let's refresh everything and let's make sure that the script can load everything. And you go back into the view and you can see it did not count it anymore. So your own view, as long as you're logged in, doesn't count then anymore. So again, this is what I wanted to show you in the Jetpack. I think it's really good. It's really nice if you can see these stats here, that you have a quick overview without logging into Google Analytics. You see this nice little chart here, and you want to make sure that in the settings your own visits are actually disabled. Again, traffic, and then here just don't count any views when you're logged in. And I think that's really good, really nice to see. And the last but not least, of course, the referrals or whatever, this is from where is this traffic coming from. So you see here, I was on the WordPress dashboard before, and the traffic came basically from there. And if you would have then Google search terms or paid traffic or whatever, this would show up here, and you can see from where this traffic is coming from. That's about it, about the Jetpack settings and plugin for WordPress.